My father had saved $300. And with the $300, a man sold him 110 acres of land. My family still owns this land today. My two young friends, like two young sons, or two younger brothers, these co-authors, smart young men, Andrew Iden and Nate Powell, we have been traveling around talking about March. Book 1, Book 3. They heard me tell stories from time to time. One story I like to tell in March, Book 1, that when I was a little boy, growing up on a farm, we raised a lot of hogs and cows and chickens. We raised cotton and corn and peanuts, a lot of vegetables. But on the farm, it was my responsibility to care for the chicken. And I fell in love with raising chickens. Now I know some of you would love to eat chicken, but you don't know anything about raising it. But as a little boy, when the setting in was set, to mark the first egg with a pencil, place them under the setting in, and wait for 3 long weeks for the little chicks to hatch. Some of you smart and gifted people are probably saying, John Lewis, why didn't you mark the fresh egg with a pencil before you place them under the setting hen? Well, from time to time, another hen, they get on that same nest. And there will be some more fresh eggs. And be able to tell the fresh eggs from the eggs that were already under the setting hen. So when the little chicks were hatched, I would fool this setting hen. I would cheat on this setting hen. I would take these little chicks and give them to another hen. Get some more fresh eggs, mark with a pencil. Place them under the setting hen. Encourage the setting hen to stay in the nest for another 3 weeks. I kept on cheating on these setting hens. But when I look back on it, it was not the right thing to do. It was not the moral thing to do. It was not the most loving thing to do. It was not the most non-violent thing to do. It was not the democratic thing to do. But I was never quite able to save $18.98 to order the most inexpensive incubator, a hatchet from the Cicero store. Now, all the young people here, all of the children here, you're too young to remember the Cicero Buck Kellogg. Any of you heard of the big book? Some people call it the Orange Book. Some people call it the Bush Book. I wish I had this, I wish I had that. So I just kept on wishing. But as a little boy, I wanted to be a minister. So we would gather all of our chickens together in the chicken yard. And my brothers and sisters and cousins were lying outside of the chicken yard. But along with the chickens, they had make up the audience, the congregation. And I would start preaching or speaking, and some of these chickens would bow their heads. Some of these chickens would shake their heads. They never quite said amen. But I'm convinced that some of those chickens that I preached to in the 40s and the 50s tended to listen to me much better than some of my colleagues listen to me today in the time. But just a little more productive. At least they produce eggs. But that's enough of that story. When we visited the little town of Troy, visited Montgomery, visited Tuskegee, I would see those signs that said, white men, colored men, white women, colored women, white lady, colored lady. To go downtown Troy to the theater on a Saturday afternoon with my brothers and sisters and some of my first cousins. All of us little black children had to go upstairs to the balcony. All the little white children downstairs to the first floor. I would come home and ask my mother, my father, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, why? They would say, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way, don't get in trouble. But in 1955, 15 years old, in the 10th grade, I heard about Rosa Parks. I heard the words of Martin Luther King Jr. on the radio. The action of Rosa Parks, the words and leadership of Dr. King inspired me to find a way to get in the way, to get in what I call good trouble, necessary trouble. In 1956, 16 years old, With some of my brothers and sisters and cousins, we went down to the public library, a little town of Troy, trying to check out some books or to get library cards. We were told by the librarian that the library was for whites only and not for colors. I never went back to that library in the little town of Troy, Alabama, until July 5th, 1998, for book signing of my first book, Walking with Me Man. Hundreds of blacks and white citizens showed up. Wonderful program, wonderful book signing. The end of the program, the end of the book signing, they gave me a library card. It says something about the discipline of calm and the progress we made in laying down the burden of race. March, book 1, book 2, book 3, tell the story of my life growing up in rural Alabama, but coming in contact with Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr. I met Rosa Parks the first time in 1957 at the age of 17. But also in 1957, I applied to go to a little college called Troy State College, now known as Troy University. Submitted my application, my high school transcript. I never heard a word from the school. So I wrote a letter to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I didn't tell my mother, my father, any of my sisters or brothers, any of my teachers. I told Dr. King I needed his help. He wrote me back and sent me a round-trip Greyhound bus ticket and invited me to come to Montgomery to meet with him. In the meantime, I applied to go to a little college in Nashville, Tennessee, now known as American Baptist College. I was accepted. An uncle of mine gave me a $100 bill with money he never had. Gave me a Foot Locker, one of these big upright trunks. Put my clothes in and everything that I own, except little chickens. And took a Greyhound bus to Nashville. And after being in Nashville for about 3 weeks in school, I told one of my teachers that I've been in contact with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This teacher knew Dr. King. Dr. King knew the teacher. They studied together in Atlanta at Morehouse College. So he informed Dr. King that I was there. Martin Luther King Jr. got back in church and suggested when I was home for spring break to come and see him. So in March of 1958, I took a bus to Montgomery, and a young lawyer by the name of Fred Gray, who had been a lawyer for Rosa Parks, for Dr. King in the Montgomery movement, and became our lawyer during the Freedom Rides in 1961, and during the march from Selma to Montgomery, met me at the Greyhound bus station, and drove me to the First Baptist Church, passed by the Reverend Ralph Abernathy, and ushered me in to the church. I saw Martin Luther King Jr. and Ralph Abernathy stand behind a desk. I was so scared. I didn't know what to say or what to do. And Dr. King said, "Are you John Lewis? Are you the boy from Troy?" And I said, "Dr. King, I am John Robert Lewis," but he still called me the boy from Troy. We had a wonderful discussion. He said, if you want to attend Troy State, we would hire legal counsel. We would support you. Go back home and have a discussion with your mother and father. You know, your home could be bombed or burned. Your family could lose the land. And I went back and had a discussion with my mother and with my father. They were so afraid they could lose the land, that something could happen to them what happened to me. And we dropped the whole idea of my going to Troy State. I continued to study in Nashville. And so it was in Nashville, Tennessee, that a group of students from Vanderbilt University, Peabody, Scarlett College, Meharry Medical School, Fisk University, Tennessee State, and American Baptist started studying the way of peace, studying the philosophy and the discipline of nonviolence. We did it for a whole school year. We had role play, we had social drama. And then we started sitting in. We're sitting there in an orderly, peaceful, nonviolent fashion. And someone will come up and spit on us. Put a lighted cigarette out in our hair and on our bags. Pour hot water, hot coffee, hot chocolate on us. And we were told over and over again that if we continue to sit in at the lunchtime, we will be arrested and taken to jail. And one person who knew what was going on with the mayor and the city officials said if you sit in next Saturday, you'll be arrested and taken to jail. Now, I wanted to look what students back then called fresh. I wanted to look clean. I wanted to look sharp. Had very little money. So during the first part of the following week, I went to a used men's store in downtown Nashville and bought a suit. A vest came with this suit. I paid $5 for this suit. And I did look clean. I did look fresh. I did look sharp. If I had this suit today, I probably could sell it on eBay for a lot of money. But when I was arrested with 89 students, I felt free. I felt liberated. I felt like I crossed over. So during the 6 years, I was arrested and jailed 40 times. And since I've been in Congress 5 more times. Again for something. Or it is my belief, it is my philosophy that if you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have a moral obligation, a mission, and a mandate to do something, to say something, to speak up and speak out and find a way to get in the way or to get in trouble, good trouble, to tell the story, not just to sit in, but to Freedom Ride. Just think in 1961, the same year President Barack Obama was born, black people and white people could be seated together on a Greyhound or Trailway bus, leaving Washington, D.C., to travel to Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. We were on our way to New Orleans to test a decision of the United States Supreme Court. Now, along the way, we were beaten, arrested, in jail. Many young people came from this state, got arrested, went to jail. We filled the city jail in Jackson, Mississippi, the county jail. Later, we were transported to the state penitentiary, Parchment. And during those days, President Kennedy and his brother, the Attorney General Robert Kennedy, intervened, got the Interstate Commerce Commission to pass the necessary action to get those signs down. And today, our children and their children will not see those signs. The only place that they will see those signs today will be in a book, in a museum, or on a video. So when people tell me nothing has changed, and Marge is saying, you know, if you believe nothing has changed, come and walk in our shoes. Our world was a different world, but we're not there yet. We still have a distance to go. And there are forces in America today that are trying to take us back. When we made too much progress, we come too far, we're not going back. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3 will inspire another generation of young people, young children. And it doesn't matter matter whether they're black or white, Latino, Asian American, or Native American. They must learn and understand that they must be the leaders of the 21st century. I believe we can get it right here in America. If we get it right, maybe, just maybe, we can serve as a model for the rest of the world. The late April Randolph said over and over again when we were planning to march on Washington in 1963, maybe our foremothers and our forefathers all came to this great land in different ships, but we're all in the same boat now. In the same boat now. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. put it another way. We must learn to live together as brothers and sisters. If not, we will perish as fools. We're coming up on Earth Day. I said from time to time that we have a right to know what is in the food we eat. What is in the water we drink? What is in the air we breathe? We must save this piece of real estate we call Earth for generations yet unborn. We can do it. With your help, your involvement, we can do it. You know, on March 7, 1965, 52 years ago, I gave up the blood on that bridge. Almost died there. It is my hope that we will not have to give more blood, but just give a little time to help redeem the soul of America and move us closer toward the creation of the beloved community where we respect the dignity and the worth of every human being. Thank you very much.